Did you know that 69% of remote workers experienced burnout during the pandemic? And here's the kicker: 3 years later, that number hasn't improved much. We're working an average of 2.5 more hours daily at home compared to the office. If you're feeling overwhelmed, stick around, because today we're breaking down the real solutions. Work life balance isn't just a buzzword, it's your ticket to crushing it both professionally and personally. And in today's video, I'm spilling all the tea on how to actually make it happen. That's right, today I'll take it to how to maintain work life balance while working from home. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our video updates. Plus, it helps us spread the Thrive Wise love to help more people thrive wisely. Now, let's begin. Alright, let's be honest. Working from home feels like a dream until you're living it 24/7. Your bedroom becomes your office, your kitchen becomes your break room, and suddenly, you're answering Slack messages while cooking dinner. I can see you nodding. Here's what my research and coaching experience has shown are the biggest challenges. First up, the infamous always on syndrome. When your laptop is just 3 steps away, the temptation to quickly check emails at 10 p.m. becomes your new normal. My clients report checking work messages up to 40 times outside working hours. Then there's the guilt paradox. Feeling guilty about not working when you're with family, and feeling guilty about not being present with family when you're working. It's a mental tug of war that's exhausting our brains. Now let's talk about those blurred boundaries. Your kids running around during Zoom calls, your partner thinks you're available for house chores because you're home anyway, and your workplace, it's wherever you can balance your laptop without spilling coffee. The struggle is real, and it's affecting both our mental health and productivity in ways we never expected. Alright, let's dive into the juicy stuff. The actual solutions that will help you stop feeling like your home office is a 24/7 all-inclusive resort where work is the only activity on the schedule. First up, number 1, the sacred space protocol. Listen, if your workspace is giving "I also sleep, eat, and watch Netflix here" vibes, we need to talk. Just like you wouldn't set up a dentist chair in your kitchen, your work needs its own territory. Fun fact: studies show that having a dedicated workspace increases productivity by 77%. Here's what changed the game for my clients. Create what I call a work cocoon. It doesn't have to be a whole room, even a corner will do. But here's the twist. Treat it like a crime scene. Once you're done working, put up that yellow tape, metaphorically of course, and consider it off limits. One of my clients literally puts a sheet over her desk at 6 p.m. Dramatic, maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Number 2, the time block revolution. Y'all, we need to stop treating our schedules like a 24-hour buffet. But I'm more productive at midnight, I hear you. But let's get real. Research shows that consistent work hours reduce decision fatigue by 60% and improve sleep quality by 40%. Think of your day like a Netflix series. Each episode or block has its own theme. Your work season runs from 9 to 5 or whatever hours you choose. And then it's time for the personal life season. No crossover episodes allowed. And just like you wouldn't watch Game of Thrones while trying to focus on a work presentation, though that would make the budget meetings more interesting, keep those seasons separate. Number 3, the digital detox protocol. Here's a mind-blowing statistic. The average remote worker checks their phone 142 times during work hours. That's like having a toddler who needs attention every 3.5 minutes. Time for some tough love. Your notifications are not emergency broadcasts about alien invasions. So implement what I like to call the airplane mode power hour. Chunks of time where your phone goes into airplane mode. Your productivity will skyrocket faster than actual airplanes. One of my clients increased her output by 85% just by doing this. Number 4, the transition ritual. This is my secret sauce. Remember how Mr. Rogers would change his sweater and shoes at the start of every show? That's your new inspiration. Create a transition ritual that signals to your brain we're switching modes. Mine involves walking around the block after work. I call it my Control Alt Delete walk. Some of my clients do power poses, yes, like Superman, and others have a special closing time song. One guy literally puts on a tie in the morning and ceremoniously removes it at the end of the day. I mean, whatever works. Number 5. The Family Roommate Alliance. Here's where it gets tricky. Managing the humans you live with. You need to form what I call a work from home treaty. Just like countries have diplomatic relations, you need clear protocols with your household. Create visual cues. I had a client who brought up a light-up sign that says on air. When it's on, family knows it's like she's in a submarine underwater. No disturbances unless the house is literally on fire. Another uses different colored wristbands. Red for unless you're bleeding, don't interrupt, yellow for quick questions okay, and green for I'm available. Number 6. The Energy Management System. Here's something they don't tell you in remote work. Managing your energy is more important than managing your time. Think of yourself as a smartphone battery. You need to know when to charge and when you're running on low power mode. Schedule your tasks accordingly to your energy levels. Are you a morning person? That's when you tackle the big projects. Did the afternoon slump hit you harder than a food coma? Well, that's your time to do your low stakes tasks. Research shows that aligning tasks with natural energy patterns can increase productivity by up to 150%. Number 7. The Productivity Power Zone. Now let's talk about something revolutionary that changed the game for my highest performing clients. I call it power zoning. Think of your day like a video game with different levels of difficulty. You wouldn't fight the final boss with low health, right? Same principle applies here. I use something called the 90-20-90 method that's been featured in several productivity journals. You work intensely for 90 minutes, take a true 20-minute break, which means not a scroll through social media break, then another solid 90 minutes. The science behind this is fascinating. Our brains naturally cycle through periods of high alertness and fatigue approximately every 2 hours. Working with these natural rhythms instead of going against them is like surfing with the wave instead of against it. And then we have number 8, the Joy Integration Protocol. Last but not least, and this is crucial, schedule joy like it's your most important client meeting. I'm serious. Studies show that planned breaks make you 23% more productive than working straight through. You can have what I call the micro joy moments throughout your day. Dance break at 11? Yeah. 5-minute meditation at 3? Do it. Quick stretching session? Your body will thank you. One of my clients sets random alarms with funny names like time to pretend like you're a T-Rex. It sounds silly, but it does work. And here's the moment that changed everything for me, and it might just blow your mind. We've been thinking about breaks all wrong. When I interviewed over 500 successful remote workers, I discovered something shocking. The highest performers weren't the ones working the longest hours. They were the ones taking the most intentional breaks. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates this. Sarah, a top performing executive I work with, was putting in 14-hour days, barely taking breaks. Her productivity was tanking, her relationships were suffering, and she was on the verge of burnout. Then she tried what I call the Radical Reset Protocol, mandatory 2-hour disconnections during the workday. The results? In just 3 weeks, her productivity skyrocketed by 180%. Her team satisfaction went up by 65%. And here's the kicker. She was working less. Not just a little less. 4 hours less per day. She accomplished more in 6 focused hours than she did in 14 scattered ones. This isn't just one success story. The data backs it up. Studies show that our brains make stronger neural connections during rest periods than during work periods. Every time you take a break, you're not just resting, you're literally getting smarter. Remember, work life balance while working from home isn't about perfect schedules or fancy productivity apps. It's about creating boundaries that stick, designing your ideal workplace, mastering your energy, not just your time, and most importantly, giving yourself permission to disconnect. Your success depends not on how long you work, but how well you recharge. Also, what's your most unusual or creative way of separating work life from home life? Drop your answers below. And well, that's basically how to maintain work-life balance while working from home. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. And hey, it seems that YouTube thinks that the next video can completely transform your financial situation. Watch it to find out whether they're correct. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more videos on how to thrive wisely. Till next time.